Okay, we're getting ready to get started here. I'm retired Vice Admiral Tim LaFleur, Chairman of the Board of the San Diego chapter of the Surface Navy Association. I'm going to try to fill in the shoes for Vice Admiral John Nyquist, who has been the MC for this event for 12 years since its inception. John was a mentor of mine and a hero, and but he thought it was time to step down, so I get the privilege of stepping in on his behalf. So on behalf of the Commander Naval Surface Forces and the Surface Navy Association, I am really honored and delighted to welcome you to this magnificent celebration to honor our Surface Force Senior Sailors of the Year. Would you please stand and remain standing until the completion of the Sailor's Creed. Parade the colors. Our national anthem will be sung by musician seaman Maya Rodriguez of the National Regional Southwest Band.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Captain Mark Smith, the Force Chaplain, will now present the invocation.
As you are able, please pray with me. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have established, what are human beings that you are mindful of them, mortals that you care for them? Yet you have made them only a little lower than the divine and crowned them with glory and honor. These 47 sailors have used what you have made, mind, body, spirit, and the world of their work and their lives, to serve others, protecting and cherishing our nation and their loved ones. And in so doing, they have brought honor upon us all. As we celebrate your good gifts, Lord, of sustenance and grace, and only a little lower than the divine sailors, we ask that you would continue to be mindful of them and care for them, and crown us all with similar honor as we best use the gifts you have given us in your heavenly name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Smith. And now, as we gather here today to celebrate the achievements of our Sailors of the Year, please join Master Chief Knox and me in reciting the Sailor's Creed. This creed is being recited by all sailors across our Navy, officers and enlisted, as a reminder of our commitment to our Navy. For our civilian guests, you can find the creed in your program. I am a United States sailor. I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, and I will obey the orders of those appointed over me. I represent the fighting spirit and those who have gone before me to defend freedom and democracy around the world. I proudly serve my country's Navy combat team with honor, courage, and commitment. I am committed to excellence and the fair treatment of all. Thank you. Please be seated. Now I'd like to take a moment to introduce our distinguished guests. First, Chief of Staff at Commander Naval Surface Forces, Captain Roy Kitchener, and his wife, Sharon. Rear Admiral Scott Jones and his wife, Katie. Representing the United Through Reading Foundation, Rear Admiral Fran Holian and his wife, Carol. Captain Winton Smith, Commander Naval Base San Diego, and his wife, Kara. Our Force Master Chief Brandon Knox, and his wife, Kimberly. The Surface Force Ombudsman, Mrs. Lisa Murphy. Retired Navy Captain Dave Grundys, President of the San Diego Council of the Navy League. And I would be remiss if I did not introduce my wife, Judy, as a distinguished and lovely guest. But our most distinguished guests tonight are the 4 Sea and Shore Sailors of the Year finalists and their spouses. I would like to ask them to stand as we introduce them and be recognized for their superb achievements which have led them here today. Our shore finalists are Information Systems Technician First Class, Surface Warfare Air Warfare, LaShondra Young, accompanied by her husband Terry. Petty Officer Young is assigned to a float training group, Middle Pacific, where she serves as Communications Team Lead, Command Training Officer, First Class Petty Officer Association Treasurer. Construction Mechanic First Class, Sea Combat Warfare, or CB Construction Warfare, Expeditionary Warfare, Daniel Perez, accompanied by his wife Valerie. Petty Officer Perez is assigned to Beachmaster Unit 1, where he serves as the Drug and Alcohol Program Advisor, Command Career Counselor, and Safety Officer. Hospital Corpsman First Class, Surface Warfare and Fleet Marine Force, Eric Hurley, accompanied by his wife Amy. Petty Officer Hurley is assigned to Commander Littoral's Combat Ship Squadron 1, where he serves as Medical Readiness Supervisor for the subordinate commands. And our sea finalists are Hospital Corpsman First Class, Surface Warfare, Fleet Marine Force, Augustin Azazua, accompanied by his wife Nosayaba. Petty Officer Ozazua is assigned to Mine Countermeasure Warfare. He's assigned to Mine Countermeasure Warfare Crew Conflict, where he serves as Surface Force Independent Duty Corpsman and Senior Medical Department Representative, and is the President of the First Class Petty Officer Association. Ship Serviceman First Class, Surface Warfare Devon A. Luter. Petty Officer Luter is assigned to USS Hopper, where he serves as the S3 Supply Department Leading Petty Officer. Aviation Boatswain's Mate Handling First Class, Air Warfare, Surface Warfare, Sean Patrick Bland, accompanied by his wife Melanie. Petty Officer Bland is assigned to USS Macon Island, where he serves as Leading Petty Officer for 3 divisions and Air Department, as well as the Command DAP Assistant and Department 3M. Sonar Technician Surface Warfare First Class, and IUSS Richard Cornish, accompanied by his wife Nanette. Petty Officer Cornish is assigned to USS McCampbell, where he serves as CM Division Leading Petty Officer, Weapons Department Leading Petty Officer, and President of the First Class Petty Officers Association. And Navy Counselor First Class Surface Warfare Air Warfare Philip Lopez, accompanied by his mother Fela Shanks. Petty Officer Lopez is assigned to USS Wayne E. Meyer, where he serves as Navigation and Administrative Department Leading Petty Officer. So how about one more round of applause for all of these great sailors and their spouses. And how about a round of applause for all the other Sailors of the Year that are here representing all their commands at all the other tables. And would you also, we're in the applause mode here. Please join me in a round of applause for our wonderful Navy Region Southwest Band and the musician, Seaman Maya Rodriguez, who sang our national anthem, and what a wonderful job she did. I think the color guard has left, but we'd like to thank them. I kind of caught them off guard. We started a few minutes early, so special thanks to the Bunker Hill for their color guard. So now it is my pleasure to introduce Captain Roy Kitchener, Chief of Staff, Commander Naval Surface Force. Upon graduation from Unity College in 1984, Captain Kitchener embarked on a classic surface warfare career. You know, lots of sea duty, a few significant shore jobs thrown in. But if you will indulge me, I'll stick with his career at sea. He served in USS Dewey, DDG-45 as gunnery officer and navigator, Special Boat Unit 26 as Operations and Training Officer, USS San Jacinto as Weapons and Combat Systems Officer, USS Cowpens as XO, and Carrier Strike Group 11 as Operations Officer and Chief of Staff. He commanded USS John Paul Jones and USS Higgins as part of the Navy Sea Swap Initiative, and finally USS Princeton CG-59. During that command tour, he hosted the CEO of my company, so I still got a job because of that. Please join me in welcoming my fellow service warrior, Captain Roy Kitchener.
All right, thank you, Admiral. It's always good to see you, and thanks to SNA for this stellar event. Always put on such a great event, and thanks to all the sponsors out there, too, for helping us out with this. Force, as always, a pretty good turnout here tonight, and what a great group of finalists. If you haven't got to talk to all these Sailors of the Year, do so before the night is out. I guarantee you will walk away a better person, a better sailor, so make sure you do that. Before I get started, I just wanted to pass along to everybody Admiral Copeman's regrets. He's been called out of town and was unable to attend with you this evening, but I can tell you he was really looking forward to coming and being surrounded by so many talented people. So, they called me in from the bullpen. I'm on a short pitch count tonight, so don't worry, I won't talk forever. But I do have to say a few words. And first I'm going to start off, since it's a Surface Warrior, Surface Navy event, we have to talk disparagingly about our other communities, our brethren from our other communities. I know Jim Bettinger's out there. I saw John Berg Johnson out there, so there's going to be some aviators coming after me a little bit later, but I think it's appropriate. So, anyone know the difference between a naval aviator and a jet engine? Chaps, come on, you can probably get away with this one. All right, well, eventually the engine does stop whining. Like I said, I'm sure I'll pay for that at some point later on, but that's okay. All right, so Surface Warriors. Our nation has always been and always will be a maritime nation. It began with 6 frigates, and we took our war of independence to the enemy. We fought them around the globe. We attacked them at every opportunity, in every ocean, and with stunning success. Our Navy represented a new nation, taking on the world's most powerful maritime force known to history, and we won, hands down. Today, we still represent, surface warriors represent 70% of the fleet. We steam where we want and when we want, keeping the sea lines of communication open throughout the world. You all probably know all this history, but it's always good to remind ourselves of where we came from. A straight, honorable line from those days, 238 years later. That's who we are, and it's our responsibility to maintain that tradition. We truly are the keepers of the sea, and it's our responsibility, your responsibility, to ensure we remain on top despite all the obstacles we face on a daily basis. I will tell you, from my job, I see across the force, and I always continue to remain positive about where we're headed and what we're doing. You guys have heard all the cliches, but one always worth reminding yourselves about or listening to again is our oceans are getting smaller, the world isn't getting any safer, and guess what? Our requirements haven't diminished whatsoever. We're still required to be throughout the world, different missions. You guys know it, anything compassionate to kinetic. And when I always think about, or people ask me, why am I remaining so positive, I always say, hey, look at the quality of our sailors in the fleet. Look at our people. Look around you. Look at the tremendous talent and dedication. Look at these finalists, winners. Look at our Sailors of the Year in this audience, people that don't quit when things get tough. To all you Sailors of the Year, the finalists, and the leadership and your respective commands, you should all give us great hope, and you should be proud of what you do. You are our strength. Fleet Admiral King said our ships are nothing without sailors. Admiral Copeman has said many times, a naval surface force must have a well-armed, ready ships with tactically proficient leadership and well-trained crews. He continues to focus on making shore tours relevant and the professional development of our enlisted force. Well, I will tell you, with the people I met this week and the Sailors of the Year I see out in that audience, I think it'll be a little bit easier than what he thought. So congratulations to each of you. You made it this far. For those of you still out there wanting to get to this final round, there should be inspiration. And again, talk to them before you leave tonight. Admiral, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Roy. Appreciate it very much. And again, I want to add to Roy's comments to thanking the sponsors. This would not happen. A special thanks to Rick Rushton, who has done so much to put this together. Really appreciate it very much. So, Force, I think it's time for you to get the rest of the program going here.
Will the Sea Sailor of the Year finalists please join the Admiral and Cos Kitchener on the stage? As they come up, let me introduce them once again. HM1 Augustine Azusa from MCM Crew Conflict. Close enough, right? SH1 Devon Luter, USS Hopper. ABH1 Sean Patrick Bland, USS Macon Island. STG-1 Richard Cornish, USS McCampbell. And NC-1 Philip Lopez, USS Wayne E. Meyer. Your Sea Sailor of the Year finalists. So we had to select one out of these 5 excellent sailors. ABH-1, Sean Patrick Blanche. Congratulations. Will the Shore Sailor of the Year finalists please join the Admiral and Captain Cos? Oh, the Cos Kishner, on the stage. Once again, IT-1, LaShondre Young from the Float Training Group, Middle Pacific. CN1, Daniel Perez from Beachmaster Unit 1. And HN1, Eric Hurley from Littoral Combat Sea Squadron 1. You ready? CN1, Daniel Perez. All right. Now let me introduce our community leaders who will make presentations to both our Sea and Shore Sailors of the Year. I'd like to introduce Christine Hewitt, representing the United Through Reading Foundation.
I've prepared a few remarks. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this special night. I am humbled by the opportunity to speak with you today as we honor the 2013 Sailor of the Year. As a proud Navy wife of 18 years, aviation, I might add, I have witnessed many hard-working sailors go well beyond what is expected of them. The bar is set very high for today's active duty service members, and knowing that the Sailor of Year recipients have gone above and beyond even those high expectations says a great deal about these individuals. As we all know, deployments are a part of our Navy life. That means these Sailors of the Year, as well as their shipmates, have had to leave home for long periods of time. I know what it's like for families who stay behind, and I can only imagine how tough it is for all of you who have to deploy. United Through Reading is dedicated to helping service members stay connected to the children in their lives, even when they're halfway across the world. Through our reading program, the deployed sailor is able to be a visible part of a child's everyday life, including bedtime routines and sharing special moments. Additionally, United Through Reading program helps foster a love of reading that is so critical to the success of a child's long-term life. It's hard to properly describe the sheer joy in a child's face when they receive a DVD in the mail, knowing that mom, dad, maybe a grandparent, an aunt, or an uncle took the time to read them a book. The DVD literally provides a connection with that sailor at that moment. And for those precious 30 minutes, they are together again. The child will play the DVD over and over again, anxious to spend just a bit more time with that person who is so special but so far away. The reassurance of hearing the sailor's voice and seeing his or her face helps to build resilience during the challenges of a deployment. It fosters family bonds across oceans and time zones, bringing smiles and excitement that is truly contagious. All of this, however, would not be achievable without the dedication and hard work of the volunteer efforts of the sailors who coordinate and execute the United Through Reading program during deployment. It is the active duty volunteers who ensure families stay connected. Without them, our program wouldn't be possible. This is yet another example of sailors doing more, going beyond the basic job duty, and as a result, giving the gift of family togetherness. The 2013 Sailor of Year recipients know what it means to do a little bit more and bring something extra to work with them every single day. It is individuals like these that make the U.S. Navy the very best in the world. In our very small way, United Through Reading is proud to be a part of those deployments and very proud to be a part of your Navy lives. Thank you so much for all you do for the Navy, for its families, and for our nation. Have a great evening.
Master Chief Retired Jim Evelyn will make a presentation on behalf of the Fleet Reserve Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Fleet Reserve Association, Southwest Region, I've also got the pleasure of having the National Vice President of the Fleet Reserve Association accompanying me. Let's give a round of applause to all of them up here. They're all winners. Sea Sailor of the Year.
Master Chief Retired Dwight Miller, join us on the stage to present a gift on behalf of USAA.
At USAA, we know what it means to serve, and it is our highest honor to serve you. Tonight, for all the finalists, we'll be giving them a medallion, and it's the patriotic coin representing all the armed forces. We at USAA believe not only are you the top sailors, not only standing on this stage but in this room, the top sailors in the United States Navy, but you're also the top representatives for all of our armed forces. We thank you for your service, particularly spouses, families, significant others, for allowing your sailors to do the job of our country. Thank you so much. And for the two people that are continuing on in the competition, I know Hawaii's nice. We're going to give them just a little bit of jingle money for them to have some fun in Hawaii.
Mr. Howard Collins of Geico Insurance, please join us on the stage.
Everyone, on behalf of the Geico family, we're very honored to be here, and a special congratulations not only to all the SOYs, but certainly the finalists here. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a special shout out to my table guests from the USS Coronado LCS-4, now under construction in Mobile, Alabama. So here, here. And yes, the Geico family does include the gecko, Maxwell the pig, and the caveman, and the other assorted characters that we have, including me.
Ed Riley is here on behalf of NFCU and the Navy League.
Good evening. On behalf of the Navy League San Diego Council, I'd like to say we're honored to be here in a celebration of these great performing sailors. Thank you.
behalf of the board and all the membership of Navy Federal Credit Union, thank you very much for your fine service, and for the 2 recipients of Sailor of the Year, Shore and Deployed, congratulations, well done, and we hope we can continue to serve you where you serve.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Vice Admiral LaFleur, from the Surface Navy Association West Coast.
Actually, in this role, I'm here representing the Surface Navy Association National, who is a big sponsor. We couldn't do this without their support, funding, and the mission of the Surface Navy Association is to honor professionalism. Couldn't think of a better group to invest in to do that, and to show all the winners in this room and how great that they are. We're also about building camaraderie, and we hope tonight is about bringing people together. Friendships are made up here on the stage, have been made this week that will last for a lifetime, as all these folks, we'll see them again in a few years as chiefs and senior chiefs and master chiefs. But on behalf of the Surface Navy Association, I hope all of you, senior and junior sailors, blue jackets, will consider joining the Surface Navy Association so we can broaden our membership and our ability to be able to support things like this. And we have a couple of gifts. It's really good at Navy Federal to give them suitcases to carry all their stuff home in, but we have some chronometers so they'll be able to remember this time in their lives that was so special. Thank you.
Representing American Airlines, Chief American Airlines pilot from LAX, Captain Mike Rubin.
This is just too cool. I was a enlisted Navy guy, Airedale, by the way. And you forgive me. And I don't know. I mean, I've been sitting here with a couple of captains. I mean, the closest I ever got to a captain was across his desk. But by the way, who the hell's running the Navy tonight? Anyway, no, Captain Smith and myself have been all over the world on more than one occasion doing veterans initiatives for American Airlines, the new American Airlines. And I want to tell you, this one gives me goosebumps. My son was on the Mobile Bay, was a SWO, and then he was on Confibron 3 and on the Peleliu. So this is pretty close to home for me. I just get goosebumps when I get around these guys. They're all winners. It's just, you guys are impressive, and young ladies. So I can only tell you that of everything I've done, the Navy portion of it is the big ticket for me. So Greg's got a couple of goodies for you, and I'll let Captain Smith tell you what's going on.
I'm former Air Force, so I'm just grateful you let me in the main gates. Thomas Paine, one of our country's first patriots, stated, and I quote, "Those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom ought to, as men, undergo the fatigue to support it," unquote. So to all those who have and all those who now undergo that fatigue to support, defend, and protect our freedom, that most precious gift, We salute you and we thank you. And to each winner tonight, we present a round-trip airfare anywhere in the United States, Canada, Mexico, or the Caribbean. Thank you.
Tony Flores is here from SeaWorld.
Had to give it, on behalf of SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, gentlemen, congratulations on this outstanding career achievement. Congratulations to all the Sailor of the Year candidates. And SeaWorld has been a long-time supporter, consistent supporter of our military community, and we're just excited to have been a part of this week. I frankly am better for having been a part of this and meeting this crew and spending the evening with you all. While everybody was at SeaWorld the other night, the guys and ladies, everybody in attendance received a cool little killer whale plush, and I shared a little bit of a story, and I'll be brief about it, but to us, this killer whale is our icon. And that little plushy toy is, in fact, representative of the killer whale, and this killer whale in its environment is it's the top predator. It is the strongest, the fastest, the most intelligent. It has the highest social structure of anything in its environment. It is the best. And just like these representatives, just like you, ladies and gentlemen in uniform, you are the best. You represent the best fighting forces on this planet. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to this killer whale. So with that, instead of the little plushie, I'd like to present our finalists with their own killer whale in the bag. And then it's heavy. It's a whale.
On behalf of the Orange County Navy League, Mr. Michael Llewellyn, please join us on the stage.
Thank you very much. As our brothers and sisters in the San Diego Council, the Orange County Council is proud to be here tonight. It's more than proud, it's honored. As I look around, I think most people know the Navy League supports our sea services. But there's no better service that we can do as to be here where warriors are honoring warriors. And again, I think everybody here tonight, from everybody that spoke up here, understands how special, how humbling, and how much of an honor it is to be here. And so we have a certificate for each one of the finalists. And we have a cash award that'll go along with all your other goodies. And I had them specially printed for you. They're all brand new. So enjoy it, and I know you will. And thank you again for your service. Thank everybody out there. And you truly are the warriors that keep us safe. Thank you very much.
How about a round of applause for our fantastic community supporters and presenters? And for our Sailor of the Year finalists. Thank you. As I'm sure you can imagine, a banquet of this magnitude takes a lot of work with our gracious supporters as well as coordination with our SurfPack staff. Rick Rustin is a retired surface warfare captain and as our banquet chairman. Captain, would you please stand and be recognized? I would also like to thank retired Captain Jim Matlock of the San Diego chapter of the Surface Navy Association for his logistics support. This is the guy who writes the check. Captain, thank you for everything that you do for us. Also need to thank Master Chief Davis. Chief Duque. My assistant, Wine One Voice. And the SurfPac CPO mess and staff. And all of the SurfPac Command CPO messes who generously donated to our Sailor of the Year week. Thank you. I gotta tell you, your incredible and faithful support in helping me these past few months has not gone unnoticed. And I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. They all work hard together taking care of behind-the-scene issues so I can stand before you this evening. And last but by no means least, thank you, Vice Admiral LaFleur. And Judy, thank you. Your incredible devotion, leadership, and support for this great event. Thanks again. We really do appreciate it. And Admiral, not only did you fill in, but you did so without missing a beat. Thanks. Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our Sailor of the Year recognition ceremony.